Thanks for joining the Oracle Integration Customer Success Webcast. Please pay attention to the Safe Harbor statement. Today's webcast is live and the recording, including slides, will be available at Oracle Video Hub. Please post your questions via the Q&A tool anytime. In the chat, we will post announcements and links. At the end of the webcast, please share your feedback via the conference survey. Please welcome your host, Daryl Leichner.
Thank you, Jürgen, so much. And thank you all for joining us. We're so excited to have you here today and get a chance to share what DHL, Deutsche Post Group has been able to do with their transformation efforts. One of the things that's exciting to us all, and that I think DHL and what Maria and Patrick will share today is that the integration platform as a service, the ability to start with pre-built integrations and adapters and drive forward with that is an important area of investigation and investment. And people are beginning to look at both application and data integration in a whole new way. And why? Because they're looking to automate their processes further. They're looking to bring AI and conversational AI into their customer and employee experiences. And we see that as being the goal and the importance of these kinds of stories. The technical design considerations that Patrick and I talked about at Cloud World, and that we'll go into depth here on, has to do with how does an architect, how does an applications development manager look at integration? And how can they connect everything? What should their design considerations be for applications, data, and services? How do we connect across distributed clouds and regions between the clouds and on premises? How can we stay agnostic? How can we support our developer tools and preferences? And how can we make the low code, no code part of a broader portfolio of services for developers? How can we design for scale and make sure that security, performance, observability are part and parcel of the way we deliver? Patrick's going to go into detail on that, and that's going to be exciting. And at the end of the day, how can we reuse what's working? How can we build on what works and make that a big part of moving forward faster? So with that, I am very, very proud to introduce our speakers today. Maria Hollis is the Senior Director of HR Development Operations at DHL. And we are excited to have her perspective on what it means to have this kind of agility and bring that to her HR functions and the world. Patrick is our lead architect and development manager, responsible for making the magic happen. Jürgen Kress is our director of product management, and we're excited to have him as the spiritual leader of this series. And Rick Hall, we're happy to have for our Q&A section. He's our senior director of cloud strategy and business development, works with customers all day long with these kinds of stories. So with that, I'll turn it over and let's take it from there.
Thank you very much, Daryl. Welcome. Good morning. So for today's brief agenda, after my announcements, we will dive right into DHL success story. It's best to learn from successful customer projects. First of all, we are excited and humbled to share that Gartner has named Oracle Integration a leader and positioned highest in the ability to execute in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Thank you and congratulations to the whole community. We could not have done this without your partnership and support. We promise to continue to listen to your needs, feedback, and requirements to improve, innovate, and execute. Please reach out to the team anytime, and the report is available at bit.ly/GartnerIPass. For the latest product updates, please join our quarterly webcast. Neil Kominski will give us an update on Integration 3 release 2302. Please join us on March 16th. We will continue the series of success webcasts with a customer from Austria, together with Prime One, our partner. ORS, the Austrian radio station, will present what integration plays in a digital transformation project. Oracle Integration 3 is exciting. With a free trial, you can test it yourself for up to 30 days. The free trial is part of the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Program, and please request it at oracle.com/try it. Most important, read the documentation, which includes much more like hands-on labs, what's new, and live labs. The new live labs are also available for Integration 3. So get your trial and start with the labs. Who are the integration experts to support your customer projects? System integrators implemented 8 of the top 10 Oracle integration projects. Choose a certified partner with Oracle integration references to replicate your success. At Partner Finder, you can search for certified partners by competencies and region. At Cloud Marketplace, you can search for third-party adapters. For example, Avanco offers an Amazon adapter. If you have more questions, please visit Cloud Customer Connect. There you can start conversations, you can submit innovations, and you can earn badges. Today's webcast is live. A recording, including slides, will be published at Oracle Video Hub. For regular updates, please subscribe to the Oracle Integration newsletter. The quarterly updates from our team include the latest product information, events, success stories, white papers, and trainings. With that brief information, Daryl, back to you.
Thanks so much. So this is my pleasure to introduce Maria to go ahead and open it up for us. We're excited to have the perspective of someone who's been doing this for some time now, Maria, and you've really seen a change in the way Patrick and the team have been able to deliver before and after working with Oracle. We're excited to hear your story.
So yes, thank you very much for that introduction. My name is Maria Hollis, and I lead the Global HR Development and Operations, or HRDO team for DHL Supply Chain. I'm joining this call with my colleague, Patrick Wurdeman, who leads the technical team within the HRDO team. We are here today to talk to you about our DHL supply chain experience with Oracle and with Oracle Integration Cloud. I was asked to prepare an origin story, made me think about Marvel, to set the scene and explain in a few minutes how we have progressed to where we are today. So DHL Supply Chain, or DSC, is working to transition from Oracle eBusiness Suite to the cloud, similarly to many other customers of Oracle. In the HR space, we have been working on projects to bring multiple DSC countries into using HCM Cloud. The focus so far has been very much around the EMEA and APAC regions, bringing 9 countries onto HCM Cloud since 2016. And we've got many more countries on the agenda for the next few years. The projects are not only to replace the systems in our countries, but we're also delivering a package to these countries. Our projects are to provide consistency of business processes across our countries, provide enhanced global reporting across DSC, and provide the right people with the right access to the right data using the employee self-service and manager self-service functionality. The projects require close working between the teams involved. So we've got our global HR teams looking at the data, communications, processes, our country HR teams with their local knowledge of requirements, and then our team, which is in the global IT space. And change management is a key and essential part of the process to ensure success of our projects. We're not just implementing the system, it's a whole package. And I'm sure everyone is aware of what can happen without the right support, the right training, the right communications, the right buy-in. When you're making big changes, they just don't work. So we have to make sure that we work together to have a successful project and a successful implementation. We've got some strong, well-established internal teams in place. So managing our HR data, we have a data team, and they are responsible for our master data, our reporting, and ensuring that our user access is securely managed. We have HR teams globally responsible for process optimization. And then in the IT space, we have functional and technical teams that are responsible for the support and ongoing development of our Oracle setup. And our support and development for HR and IT are primarily housed in-house within our DSC teams. It's split between HR and IT to ensure that we have the appropriate focus and skills being utilized for success in each of those functions. We utilize our core HR, absence and benefits modules. And in the last 2 years, we have moved to using Oracle Integration Cloud. Our team identified an opportunity to improve the way that we build and maintain our integrations, especially with more of our target systems operating in the cloud world. So OIC offered further functionality that we didn't have within our current integration layer. And Patrick will go into more detail, but a few key points that I wanted to bring up is that we wanted to simplify and automate our build, and we're rolling out to multiple countries, so in essence we need to be able to copy and paste and roll out further more easily. And OIC, when we looked at it, appeared to give us additional functionality that could help. We were looking at more versatility around error handling and error notifications, and those to be less generic. So I want to be able to decrease the time that my team take or other teams take to investigate issues. So not just a notification to say something hasn't worked or something has failed, but a little bit more insight into that notification to say it's driven by this issue, it's driven by that scenario, and where we can drill that down into the error handling, it helps a lot with the issue investigation. The file size capacity, on occasion we would reach the limits in the past integrations. So OIC looked to be able to offer the ability to support larger volumes and also to give us the better visibility of our integration. So for performance management and monitoring, to be able to check our integration runtimes and have clear visibility of how and when things are running. And finally, for the build and the delivery, the speed, to be able to do that more quickly. So those are all things that we thought we were going to get, and those are things that we were looking for. So we compiled our proposal and our business case. We put it through to our IT leadership team to say that this is something we wanted to explore, and we were supported to move forward with an investigation into the potential with a proof of concept project. So we secured a trial instance of OIC to undertake our POC investigation, and we replicated a new business as usual integration that we had planned, and we worked on setting that up in OIC. So Patrick is our technical lead. He took ownership of the investigation and the proof of concept work. Needless to say, the proof of concept project was successful, otherwise we would not be here now. And we've been able to move forward with the implementation of more new integrations as and when required. With the further implementation of Oracle HCM in more countries, we've been able to look at utilizing it there. Our integrations are working well. We have looked to ensure the support and development teams are appropriately skilled to utilize OIC, and we're also looking to continue to address further ways to enhance our ways of working, and I'm sure there are many more. But what I'm going to do now is hand over to Patrick and give him the chance to explain a little bit more about the usage of OIC in DHL supply chain. Patrick.
All right, thank you, Maria. And yep, my name is Patrick Wurdeman, the technical lead within the supply chain on the HR side. So the reasoning, Maria touched on it, of the need for looking into OIC was our team designs and develops and supports the integrations that we built. So we needed the visibility of all through the flow. So OIC met those needs with the design and development capabilities it has, and then it also met our needs on the support side of being able to monitor our integrations and do error handling within the integrations, and and sending out notifications to all of our teams that we involve with, and also the connections to our vendors is very key, because within each country we have a standard set of integrations that we build for each country. Normally that ranges between 4 to 5 integrations per country, but some countries may have more depending on their needs. And we also needed a way to archive all our output that we send to our vendors, or vice versa. Vendors send us data. So within OIC, we have built components that can archive and error handle and send notifications. It's the reusable aspect of being able to write one component and reuse them in all our integrations. So on the development side, it has made our team be more productive in developing our integrations. So one of the success stories was a country. We had deployed over 25 integrations in one country. And during our hypercare period, after we've built all these integrations, we only had one high priority issue out of 500 plus integration runs. So using OIC, it helped us develop and test better, and it showed after we went live with all these integrations. It also allows us to have better visibility when we do our integration runs on the support side through OIC monitoring, and also through the activity streams, the logs that OIC produces. We are able to support these integrations on a timely and faster manner. And just in general, it has just simplified our process of building an integration. Like I said, our team does design, development, and support, and it's all there on the integration side. So we are able to visualize the build and the support side all in one place. So it has increased the efficiency of our team tremendously. And with all these reusable components, we are able to reduce our development time in building new integrations for the business. All right, I think next slide. So this go into a little more detail of around our types of integrations that we use. So we wanted, OIC. We chose OIC because it's scalable, it's responsive. We can have improvements on our support side. So some of the types of integrations we have are outbound, which we send data from HCM to our vendors. And I mean, we do a lot of different formats to our vendors. Some are CSV, some are XML. Some of our vendors are on the cloud, so we used REST APIs to send the data. With the use of OIC, we haven't found any roadblocks of the type of data we send to our vendors. And we also use inbound integrations where we get data from our vendors. So some of our vendors, after we send a message via an API, send a response back to us. So we store that response. Maybe the records don't load, so just something easier for the support teams to look into the issues. We also have feeds coming to us where we use the HDL format in HCM to upload data, and OIC does that transformation for us. So we use OIC to integrate both sides of with our vendors from HCM and to HCM. We also use OIC to do some internal processes that we need. So there's some reports that we generate from APIs, mainly for audit purposes. And we store those reports on the archive within OCI. And we also have some syncing processes that we do in HCM. The syncing processes are the users would enter data on one screen, and the same data was needed on different screens. So it was decided that, hey, we'll just have batch jobs polling, that when these fields are filled in, then it gets synced to this other field. Just makes it easier on our end users so they don't have to go to multiple screens, and keeps the data integrity too for the system. So we saw vast improvements on our development of building our integrations. We were able to reuse components, and some of what Oracle has provided within OIC is recipes. You can go out and look at these recipes. They're pre-built integrations. So some of the recipes we have taken pieces from and put them into our integrations, which is reduces the development timeline. And also we've made great improvements on the support side. We are able to track and monitor all our integration flows. We can track when a file gets sent to the vendor, how long it takes for an integration to run. If we do have issues within the integration, we have built error handling in place. So if one of the processes fails, we'll get notified. And we've also built an automated process for our ticketing system, so it will log a ticket for us. So OIC sends a message to our ticketing system when there's an error. So we are on the support side, we are more proactive on issues. We get notified more in advance than instead of hearing it from a country saying, hey, we didn't receive a file, or the vendor telling us we didn't receive a file. We already know about it. Some of the other support improvements are we have built dashboards showing showing all the countries' integrations. We can also go into OIC through the activity stream and pinpoint where, if there was a failure, we can pinpoint through the activity stream. We also have taken the activity stream logs to start building better error processing on that, to see if we can get smarter and forecasting any issues in the future. So that is the big part of our integration transformation for the HR team, is we do it all in-house, and it's from start to finish. and we maintain all these integrations. Since our team is a little more mature on the OIC development piece, we started looking at ways to improve how we work within the team. So some of the areas are we've started building more visual builder pages, which is a subset tool within OIC. So some of these visual builder pages we have built for us is to unschedule or schedule our integrations. So if people are familiar with HCM, it gets patched every quarter. So during that patching cycle, we have to shut down all our integrations. So we were doing it manually, but now we have this visual builder page where we just say select all, and it stops our schedule. And then when the patching is done, we restart the schedule. So we use these visual. So we've started, exploring more into detail around the visual builder pages and what it can do for us on the support side. And
Great.
We also use the Oracle Cloud database which is separate than OIC, but we use that to store some of our data and calculations. So we have OIC having an agent on that database, allowing us to connect and call procedures and other items within the database. So leverage OIC in a lot of different ways.
Excellent, excellent. Maria, are we about? Are we completed with this section? You want to hand over control then?
Well, we've got a couple more slides. Did you want to cover those, Patrick?
Let's please. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Next one. So this was mainly around the reusable components that I've discussed already around the connections. I mean, it's really easy within OIC. You just set up your details and the connections there. Schedules, we've built schedules that since we have one integration for multiple countries, the country may want to run it at the end of their day. So, give an example of Singapore and the US or the UK. So we have schedules per country, but calling one integration makes it easier to handle the data for the vendors. And the notification service that we built around error handling. And we also use within OCI, the cloud infrastructure, we've set up object storage to archive our extracts and vendor output. So we have OIC putting in files into this object storage area. So just to go on of what I was talking about before of some of the technology uses is the visual builder pages. The ability to resend files. So sometimes our vendor has an outage, and that's the only piece that we need to do is resend a file. So we've built a page to have the ability to call that file from the archive and send it over to the vendor. We also, since we have the Oracle Cloud Database, the DBAS, we also have Apex running on there. So there's some reporting that we do using Apex to see some of the OIC data that we hold. Yep, that's it for my side.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Thanks so much. So many great questions coming in, and we're excited to get a chance to move forward on that. So I think what we've heard from Patrick and from Maria, and what we're going to continue to dig into here is, how do you deliver faster? How can you control these operational overhead costs, and how do you limit the risk, of project delays? And I think part of what we talked about, Patrick, is future proofing, looking forward. How do we position our integration of applications, data, and services to support the ongoing innovations that are coming? So these are the big reasons why people are looking at integration platforms going forward. We're very happy to have echoed Jürgen's point earlier about the Magic Quadrant for iPaaS and data integration, and we are honored by that and by IDC's MarketScape. But what really matters is the ability to work with Patrick, with Maria, and leverage these pre-builts that we're getting together with our application specialists, with our industry specialists, that making these run ready, improving them, making them useful for Patrick and his team. That's what we're focused on. And that's what our global partner network excels at. So we are very grateful to them and to our customers, to you all, for that capability. The visibility, the ability to get in on errors. I love that piece of the story, Patrick, about where you found out about the missing file before your customer does, and that's just the way you want it to be. And then this notion, we'll explore it a little bit more about. You have a full spectrum, development experiences, from no code to low code and full stack development, and that's what it takes to really make a team like yours super successful. So make sure that all the audience has the benefit of the resources, our website, free trials, the Video Hub where this and other stories are housed, and of course our integration newsletter. Please join up and stay in touch with us. That we listen, we take your direction and marry that with Deepak's strategy, and together we will win and do win for you. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and thank all of our product management contacts globally. Thank you, and please complete the online survey after this event, and look forward to seeing you all in engagements and in future events. Thank you again.